Reading this book changed my life. I read this book a long time ago when I was in uni. I was a terrible student then. I was doing really badly in school. I always did badly in school. I've got ADHD, and it's really hard for me to concentrate. I forget. I used to forget my homework all the time. Don't do it. Don't pay attention in class, etc. I was always struggling in school. My mom got me this book when I was a student, late teens, I think, and I read it and I started applying the principles and I started using the techniques that the book teaches you, and I started doing way better. And not only that, but I started applying this stuff to language learning, and specifically two of the techniques the book teaches, which are associations for memorization and speed reading. These two techniques I learned from this book have allowed me to become really, really, really good at language learning. I can learn languages super fast because, well, I figured out how to learn languages, right? I've done a lot of research, I've done a lot of experimenting, tried different things, seen what other successful language learners have been doing and learn from them and so on. But these two techniques, speed reading and associations, are what make these two things make natural language learning much more effective, because comprehensible input, translation into the language, getting as much speaking practice as possible, all the stuff, it's tried and tested. It's always been really effective, but we can make it much faster if we add speed reading for extra reviewing, and especially if we add associations. Because let's be honest, the main problem you encounter when you start learning a language is vocabulary. If you don't know the words, you can't understand the language, and obviously you can't speak it. You need to learn more words, especially in the beginning. No amount of input will help you if you don't know the words. And memorizing hundreds of words quickly will help you make the input much more comprehensible. And also, if you can speed read, you can review previous content much, much faster. So you can review more content and you can learn way faster, right? So this is the book. It's a book by Ramón Campayo, who is a Spanish memory champion, actually world memory champion, but from Spain. He's Spanish, but he's a world champion, not only the champion of Spain. And this is a guy, he's a very interesting guy, super smart. He's got lots of different records, memorization records. I think he is able to memorize 22 digits, a 22-digit number in a second, which is insane. You give it a try. You can probably memorize 6, 8, maybe 10 numbers in digits in a second, no more than that. This guy can do 22. He's very fast. He's really good at memorization, and his techniques work. So his book, he's got several books, but this one is called it's called Desarrolla una mente prodigiosa in Spanish. It's a bestseller, so you can find an English version, which should be called Maximize Your Memory or something like that. I'll put a link in the description. You can find it on Amazon. The guy is, he's legit. I learned a lot from this guy. I read the book and also did his course later. And this allowed me to memorize hundreds of words a day, which then make input much more comprehensible, interesting, and enjoyable from day one, which allows me to do a lot more listening from day one. And then I can learn way faster. So that's all for today with this. I highly recommend you read this book, not only to read it, but also to apply the concepts, practice the techniques. You can do all of this stuff daily and get really good at memorizing basically anything. If you've got exams, this will help you memorize mathematical formulas, legal texts, whatever you want to study. Read this book, apply the techniques. It's going to be helpful. But especially for language learning, I've borrowed some of these techniques after buying the book. And well, technically, I didn't buy the book. My mom got me the book, but I did buy the course later. The whole course. It's online. Yeah, highly recommended. Buy it, read it, and yeah, get better at language learning. Drop Duolingo, drop all the nonsense, start memorizing vocab, a lot of it, and start getting the input. Right?